Preservation Society. God save the lone duck, vaudeville and...
I don't know where I am. It's like I'm breaking into a million pieces and there's only one thing I remember. I have to save the Doctor. He always looks different. Doctor! I always know it's him. Sometimes I think I'm everywhere at once, running every second just to find him. Doctor! Just to save him. Doctor? But he never hears me. Hi. Almost never. I blew into this world on a leaf. I'm still blowing. I don't think I'll ever land. I'm Clara Oswald. I'm the impossible girl. I was born to save the Doctor.
Hi, welcome to Moments with Mimi. And today, this is a special request to talk about my experience with the promise. And, you know, it is like Neville tells you that when you are born again, you know, there's a 30-year period in there after you're born again before you receive the promise. And if you die during that 30-year period, you just step into another body and finish the 30 years. So it's kind of, you know, it's that wonky time working. But that is how it is. Now you're going to spend your time being that 30 years, because it's 30 years from the time you were born, right? So if you saw the baby and you saw the son, then passed and had not received the promise yet, you know, you come back and you walk that final road the rest of the way. You have to finish that 30 years that the Bible talks about and that Neville pointed out in his writings and talks about it. So then comes the promise, and there is a loud wind and shaking going on, you know, and it was a vision, and you're shaking, and, you know, I didn't know what was going on. I was living in objective land. And then this light of red on one side and blue on the other at the base of your spine begins to twine, and it becomes very bright, and it becomes purple. Well, it did for me. And it winds around you, and it pulls you out of the back of your head. This is my experience. Okay, this is what happened to me. And during that, you know, it's like you're falling, but you're not falling. And you see all the times in your life that, you know, God was there saving you. And you, the human imagination, and men were, you know, trying to make a mistake, and there you were going, no, 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 don't do that. And that was your intuition, you know, and you see all that, and then you're brought before El Shaddai. And this is divine love, the one that started it all, one who wanted to express itself. So it made consciousness, and then they made man. And they fell in love with that Babylon baby and made a nest and said, let's get it on. And they did. And they fell asleep. And now you're pulled out of your head. And it's going to take each cell in the man's head becoming one with God and receiving this promise before the man can wake up. So you get pulled out of your head, and then you're standing before El Shaddai, and all around you are all the people in your life, everyone in your story, everyone. And they're all saying, faith, hope, and love. Greatest of these is love. And they don't want you to be, you know, the loser. They want you to win. They're giving you the answer. It's not cheating. They're telling you they're your brothers. They're the other cells in the brain of the man. And you've been pulled out, and you can't stay there anymore. You don't think like those guys. And El Shaddai just, checking, baby doll. What's the greatest, the three greatest things of all? Faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love. And then it was like, just love, love, love. Everyone's singing. Everyone's dancing. It's like you're flying. You're flying over everyone and everything in that congregation. And they're all becoming whole. And they're all coming up there with you. They're all pulled back into you. And it's great. And it's like Neville said, it's sheer bliss. Everyone experiences it differently, but it all kind of has the same framework, which is what the Bible was getting into. And Neville loved the Bible, so he experienced it just like the Bible, but I love Doctor Who, and I experienced it like Doctor Who, but the difference being it was you being bound together in this, no way to explain it except fire, a fierce fire, that melts metal. But it's this blue and red light that becomes purple, and, it pulls you out. And then this great eye opens, and it's the eye of horrors. It's the human imagination, and then you fly through it, and then you're standing before El Shaddai. And this is how it happened for me. Then I came back into my physical body at the time, which was as a cripple. And I was in a wheelchair, and my leg had been broken but never set properly, and I couldn't walk. So I was in a wheelchair. And I was in Galveston, and I had 3 children. And it was September 5th, 1900, when the wind came and the storm came and washed it all away. And, at that time, I gave my life to my children, and prayed for the drunken husband that was in the bar in town, in the hopes that he would make it, and be all right. And then the next place that I ended up in was November 22nd, 1963. from that time, the time I died in the 1900 storm, I was gone. See you later, alligator. I'm hanging with the... I knew it was going to all be fine for my babies and for that man. And that happened 3 months after I received the promise. So, you go hang with the brothers. And then you're told, hey, God says this one's for him. Human imagination says this one's for him. This one's for Pops. Okay, I'll go. Yeah, you'll go. Now, do it for love. Okay. I come back, and when you come here, you have to eat the pill. You have to forget. And so everything's set up for me to be prepared to be this messenger, this gift giver. And when my mother, with her human imagination, and the doctors got together and tried to fix me, God was just like, okay, she can go. Just trying to take me. I was dying. They couldn't heal me. And she threw herself on God's mercy again and said, I know I shouldn't have messed with it. I knew it. I'll never mess with her leg again. This is your child. This is God's child. I will not mess with her again. I promise you, I will not mess with you again. And she really never did. She took her frustration out in different ways. She never tried to mess with my leg again. And she would always make me promise, no, don't ever do anything. She was like, I won't, Mom. It's okay. I love my leg. Works perfect. No worries there. But it's, kind of the same way I discovered it here when I asked, well, how is it I know all this stuff? And I haven't received the promise in this body. And then this wave of remembrance comes, and it's, you did all that. You were promised. You're done, but darling, you're here to give the message. The first one ever given that none of them get, and it's now time for them to get it. There's only one. That's the promise. Hi, I'm here delivering it. I said in other videos, you're living the promise. You're living it. You're living it right now. And more people are going to experience a vision. It's a vision. It's not a dream. You're not going to go to sleep and have it. You'll go to sleep and wake up and have it. Thinking you're still dreaming. And no, you're going to wake up. It's never going to leave your memory. It's always going to be there. And how wonderful it was. That's all you want to do. Go hang out with those guys. Those guys were great. It's like that South Park party scene, with the devil. The devil's the adversary, the human imagination. Come on. Let's get it on. So, I hope this helps. It's different for a lot of people. Some people see the eye of Horus. Some people, see the light at the base of their spine, in the red and the blue becoming the purple. Some will see, laser type light that shines brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter until You know, you just, it's all light. It's whatever belief you've been constructing in your mind. Some people, you know, have been studying Buddhism, Islam, you know, the Old Testament, the New Testament, Odin, the Greek gods, you know, Johnny Appleseed, who knows? For me, it's Doctor Who now. So it's those stories that resonate with you, that you really, really love. And somehow that is the way it's going to wrap itself up when it presents itself to you. But in the end, everyone goes before El Shaddai. Everyone gets the kisses of the dove. Everyone. Everyone. It's the promise. God, man, and the human imagination become one. God went to man, and the human imagination was born. And the human imagination took the man's words and feelings and emotions and tied them to those words and spun a story, and Dad presented it to them. And then the man grew up and became the judge. He became King Solomon, and he learned to tame his mind, to tame that little dragon and fly. He came to see with the eye of Horus and the eyes of God, which is divine love. He saw it all in love. That's the goal, King Solomon. It's all love. God is love. He's been doing whatever his little baby wanted, and he doesn't understand a word that baby's saying. So you, the man, who does understand the words that baby is saying, and the feelings and emotions that baby has placed upon those words, the man must perform justice and see only with the eyes of love. Blind yourself to the rest of it and balance the scales. There's no good, there's no bad. There's no up or down or high or low. It's all perfect. It's all one. You can't have a bully without a victim. Just splitting that love in two, giving your attention to one or the other. It's just a person. Fill them all up with love, and it all works out perfectly. It always does, if you stop and think about it. I hope this helps. It'll be wrapped up in something beautiful just for you, because it's your promise. It's your present. Everyone will get it, and more will be receiving it. The ones who were born when Neville was preaching and Murphy was preaching, they were coming in by the millions. Millions and millions. So it's all good. It's all wonderful. Just know it's Halloween. That's God in that costume. Laugh and love him. He's the cutest thing ever. Love you. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
Village Green Preservation Society. God save the little duck, vaudeville and variety. We are the Desperate Dan Appreciation Society. God save strawberry jam and all the different varieties. Preserving the old ways from being abused. Protecting the